Hello, I'm Dave Karger. Welcome to Turner Classic Movies. We're on day 23 of this year's 31 Days of Oscar celebration, gearing up for the 98th Academy Awards on Sunday, March 15th. Today, our theme is Oscar Goes on an Adventure. And up next, Spencer Tracy embarks on a harrowing adventure in an adaptation of a classic story by Ernest Hemingway. From Warner Brothers in 1958, it's The Old Man and the Sea. Tracy stars as Santiago, an old Cuban fisherman who endures the greatest struggle of his life when he attempts to reel in an enormous marlin during a solo fishing trip. The Old Man and the Sea began as a novella published in 1952, which became an instant bestseller and won Ernest Hemingway the Pulitzer Prize for fiction. Warner Brothers acquired the film rights, and initially Humphrey Bogart and Anthony Quinn both tried to win the role of Santiago, which finally went to Spencer Tracy. Quinn later played Santiago in a 1990 television adaptation. For this 1958 version, Spencer Tracy dyed his hair white for the part, but the production stretched on for nearly 2 years and became such a strain for everyone involved that Tracy's hair eventually turned white on its own. From the beginning, Ernest Hemingway, who was hired as a technical advisor, objected to the first draft of the screenplay and insisted on hiring a new screenwriter. Fred Zinnemann came on board to direct the film and spent months trying to capture footage of a gigantic marlin at sea. At one point, he gave up and had the studio build a robotic marlin, but that sank and disappeared as soon as it was lowered into the Gulf. Ultimately, Zinnemann resigned from the film and was replaced by John Sturges. The movie finally premiered more than 2 years after production began, and it earned rave reviews, especially for Spencer Tracy's performance. Tracy went on to receive an Oscar nomination, and the film was also nominated for its cinematography by James Wong Howe. It won the award for Best Score, composed by Dmitri Tiomkin. From 1958, also featuring child actor Felipe Pazos Jr., and keep an eye out for a brief cameo from Ernest Hemingway sitting in a cafe wearing a tan baseball cap. Here is The Old Man and the Sea. Ernest Hemingway served as a technical advisor on The Old Man and the Sea, but he wasn't a fan of the finished product. The movie failed to recoup its enormous costs at the box office, but the critics responded favorably, and the film earned 3 Oscar nominations for Dmitri Tiomkin's score, which it won, as well as James Wong Howe's cinematography, and a Best Actor nomination for Spencer Tracy. 2 decades earlier, Tracy had won his first Oscar for playing a similar role in the 1937 adventure Captains Courageous. He won again the following year for Boys Town, making him one of only 2 actors in Oscars history to have won 2 consecutive Best Actor Academy Awards. The other is Tom Hanks, who won for Philadelphia and Forrest Gump. Up next is another adventure featuring an Oscar-winning score from England in 1966, starring Virginia McKenna and Bill Travers.
Next on TCM, Born Free, then King Solomon's Mines, and later, The Adventures of Robin Hood. Oscars full of hot arrow today.